You're listening to the Spark Radio Network, internet radio like you've never heard before. Innovation, creativity, and imagination are all said to begin with a spark. So fasten your seatbelt and take the ride of your life and listen for the spark.
All writers are prone to becoming so attached to our characters and stories that we struggle to see why a passage may not be working. It takes another set of eyes to help us nurture our writing to full maturity. At Black Wolf Editorial Services, we strive to enable writers to develop and grow, shaping stories into masterpieces that can stand the test of time. Editing services are provided for all genres and all age categories. Services range from critiques of the short story through to the line edits of the full-length novel and copy editing for those preparing for publication. We also offer assistance on generating a writer's bio for your website, as well as help with those book blurbs and promotional material. We won't abandon you to the masses. We want to celebrate with you in your successes. Black Wolf Editorial Services, nurturing your writing into maturity. For a full list of services and prices, visit us at blackwolfeditorial.com.
This is Shut Up and Get a Customer here on KLRN Radio. Sales insights for those looking for an unreasonable amount of success. Featuring Dan Jordan, the sales energizer. Online at remedysalesmatch.com. Dan Jordan's advice, shut up and get a customer. Find out more at remedysalesmatch.com.
Let's shut up and get a customer already. New guy Nick.
Yes, how's it going, Dan?
Just you and me again this time.
Just you and me.
All right, I got a good chair this time. No arms. I hate having the arms on the chair.
Is that like a deal breaker for you?
Yeah. What's the point of the arms? Because you can't slide in under your desk.
Very true. Very true.
It's all about comfort.
I usually sit a little bit lower. Yeah, it is. It works.
Welcome to the show. You're listening once again, or maybe for the first time. If you're here for this first time, it won't be your last, because this is probably the greatest radio show you've ever, just come across. I know you're zipping around, especially because it's such a good day. It is actually the day after Election Day.
Yes, it is.
So we have a new president today.
We have a new president-elect.
Yes.
What is it, January 14th or something like that, I think, is when the official transition takes place.
Is it January 14th?
14th or 17th, something.
I don't know, but we all need to just kind of decompress at this point. So
get ready for the holidays.
Doesn't even matter anyway. So I prepared for today's show not one, but two different versions, depending on the outcome.
Like the newspapers, you had two ready to go. Which one was ship off after the official book came out?
Because what happens, the topic is still the same, dealing with major disappointments. And it's because right now, roughly half the people out there, half the business owners out there, half the housewives out there, half the people in America right now feel like they've been punched in the stomach.
Yes.
I mean, deep and utter, heart palpitating, like, oh, I can't believe this is happening to me. Just you really want to, in deep depression.
Mm-hmm.
And the other half is exuberant,
yes.
Just all this
Throw-in
stuff.
parties.
And I didn't know which one it would be. So I prepared for the business owner how to deal with that. Well, you see, I'm thinking about you, the listener, the whole time. That's what you have
Always
to do.
looking for the best, trying to help you get that customer.
So, new guy Nick, this is a very important thing when you're trying to deal with disappointments. You have to prepare for it. You just have to prepare for those disappointments that will come.
What is that old saying? A wish for the best, hope for the best, but prepare for the worst?
Yeah. Just prepare for all outcomes. It's never the worst. By the way, the worst never happens. If you start thinking, okay, what's the worst thing that can happen? Death. Probably death isn't going to happen. But you got to prepare for it. I had, and it's good, and it builds you. You have kids, right?
Yeah.
How many? What's your youngest?
My youngest is about a year and a half.
Let me tell you, in second grade, and everybody does this, if everybody listening has any children or you ever plan on having children, I'll tell you what's going to happen in second grade. Second grade, the little girl or boy is going to go to school, and they're going to get all excited because they get to collect caterpillars. Mm-hmm. Remember you would do this thing? You did it too. And you collect a caterpillar, and you put it in a jar with a stick.
Yep.
And you watch the caterpillar make its chrysalis or cocoon or all that. And so my daughter does this thing, and she loves animals. She's one of those. I guess all girls love animals, but animals love her. So it's a whole big thing. The cat sleeps with her. The dog sleeps with her. Ferrets go crazy when she walks through the store. Everybody loves little Sophie Bell. So she gets this caterpillar and she does the thing, and it's really miraculous what happens with these. Oh yeah, they spin it around, they stay in there, and then a magical day happens where you look at it and they're trying to get their way out. So she's looking at this little caterpillar now forming into a butterfly in her thing, and it's struggling there to get in. So she thinks to herself, what if I just take a pencil and kind of just help them a little bit?
Just a little.
Yeah, just a little. So she does that, and she opens it up. And she helps it, and the butterfly, gets out and does its stuff or whatever. And then what happens is she and her friends, I guess I don't know date, I guess it's April or something like that. They go out there all with their jars and their butterflies now. And they take the lid off and they watch them all fly away. Yeah, it's a big thing, right? And so she has 22 kids in her class. So everybody goes there to the field and opens up the thing, and 21 butterflies go into the sky.
Uh-oh.
Little Sophie Bells stayed there. And what we learned was apparently when these caterpillars are turning into butterflies to come out, all that kind of ripping and tearing and struggling and pulling and all that struggle was exactly what they needed to build up their strength to become a butterfly and fly away. This whole election, this whole new business that you're starting, this whole life that you're trying to build, these struggles, these disappointments, the things that you fight through is exactly what you need to survive. And many people have gone through it. Every business owner goes through a time when they're bankrupt. I mean, you always get to a point where you think it's the bottom, you can't go any lower, and then you go even lower. And if you dig yourself out of that, you're a much better person. You're able to handle the disappointments that come your way. So that's my, I hope that makes you feel a little bit better, to let you know that if you just got punched in the stomach, you can handle this. You're going to get by and you're going to move on. And for the small business person, now that Trump has won, for the small business person, this is nothing but it can help you. I mean, even if they don't get around to doing all this stuff and removing regulations and that wet blanket of torture that's been sitting upon you, and now you're free to run away with regulation and with taxes and all that stuff. Even if they don't do that, the attitude of that is back.
Yes.
Yeah. So you're there. So you just have that attitude that you can go, that more money is going to free up. You can go. There'll be a little struggle for a while. But as a small business person, this can't hurt you. Now, if Mrs. Clinton had won, I would have had something else to say, which would have been equally as important, which is that we've just come to the point where we have a country that wants more from the government than they're willing to give. But think of what a benefit that is for you and a small business person. You're not waiting around. You got a bunch of losers out there that are just waiting for things to happen to them. You just can pound the streets. You got no competition anymore. So there's good news on both sides no matter what happens. So here we are with this, and we're going. Make sense?
Yeah, I was about to say, I think you put it well. It doesn't matter at the end of the day. You're going to make it through the tough times and come out way better for it on the other end.
Because it's all about you.
Yes.
I mean, real successful people don't worry about what's going on the outside. They're worried about what's going on the inside. Mm-hmm. And that's the only thing you can control is that attitude. So I'm pumped today, not because of 1-1 over the other. I'm pumped today because now we can get going. Yeah. Enough of this garbage. Sitting there waiting around for someone else to do. All right, so we're ready for the Jim Rohn quote of the day. Now, you would be good if I actually had one.
How are you going to bring in the intro like that and not have one ready?
Now that I'm looking at it, I realize this is last week's one, which is still good, but we're not going to do that. So instead, we're going to use a Deej quote.
A Deej quote?
Yes.
The Deej quote of the day.
All right, and here's your Deej quote of the day. All right, so the quote of the day. Urgent things are seldom important, and important things are seldom urgent.
It's very true. You got to wait on the good stuff.
If you can just absorb that, it's the most important, because it comes about planning. You got to start planning your day. And if you're dealing with urgencies all day long, it's because you're a lousy planner. You're not preparing your day. You're not setting up, and you have no chance of success. It's nuts. When you allow people, let me tell you, the best thing you could say to somebody is no. Everybody wants more of your time. Here's a line you need to remember. Write this one down. Never forget this one. Ready?
Ready.
Someone comes and asks you for something, you really want to do it, you want to help them, you say this: I'm sorry, I can't do that. I've got too much I'm doing already. Boom.
Yeah.
And walk away. That just saves you from so much, because sooner or later you agree to do too much with someone else. They're going to say, hey, you said you were going to do this, it's not done. All of a sudden you got to stop what you're doing to fulfill an obligation that you shouldn't have taken in the first place.
Yep.
Urgent things are seldom important. Important things are seldom urgent. All right. We're ready for the topic of the day, which is dealing with major disappointments like a man.
Taking it like a champ.
Yeah, you got to take it like a champ. There, I got 4 items for you. We'll tackle the first one right now, because this is probably the most. It's not the most important, but it's one that you have to keep inside your head all the time. And that is, when a major disappointment happens, you need to respond to it, not react to it. And there's a big distinction between the two. But what people tend to do is just lash out.
They said react. React is emotional. Respond is calculated.
You know what? You should write that one down. That could be a Deej quote of the day.
There we go. Use that one in a later show.
And this is, this election is probably the best example of what we need to do about people just going to respond, because you could make some enemies right now by doing either getting mad at people for losing, or gloating around people for winning.
Yeah.
So you need to think about that and respond.
Still very testy out there.
We got 3 more awesome ways for you to deal with this in business situations when we get back. Just remember, the show is for individuals, entrepreneurs, and solopreneurs who want an unreasonable amount of success. That's you, right?
That's me.
All right. And if you want to find any tips and tricks throughout the week, check me out. Just Google me, DanJordan.com. That's Dan, JOURDAN.com. I got good gifts and all this stuff for you. We'll see you when we return after the break.
I want y'all to know I've got a beautiful feeling.
Is debt beating you down? You need discipline. You need the Debt Ninja. If you've been caught in a financial trap and need to be set free, then you need the Debt Ninja. Want to stop those harassing collection calls, start saving thousands in interest and fees, and get out of debt fast? Then you need to call the Debt Ninja. The Debt Ninja will find the best companies across the country that will help you consolidate all your bills into one easy payment, reduce your payments by 30 to 50%, and get you out of debt fast. If you have unsecured debt of $10,000 or more, such as credit cards, loans, or medical bills, call the Debt Ninja for a free 15-minute consultation.
Call 800-826-1246. 800-826-1246. That's 800-826-1246. Call today.
The Debt Ninja.
Tired of paying outrageous prices for Viagra? Well, we have great news for you. Now you can finally get Viagra at huge discounts. Healthy Man allows you to save up to $500 on Viagra. Why pay U.S. pharmacy prices of $15 per pill or more when you can get Viagra for less than $3 a pill? Call today and get 40 Viagra pills for only $99. This can cost as much as $600 at your local pharmacy. You can't afford not to call us. If you want Viagra at the lowest prices, never pay $15 a pill pharmacy prices again. Get Viagra for less than $3 a pill. Call 1-800-516-7602 today and save up to $500 and get 40 pills for just $99. Healthy Man is fast, easy, and affordable. Operators are waiting at 1-800-516-7602 to take your call right now. Call 1-800-516-7602. That's 1-800-516-7602. Again, 1-800-516-7602.
Individuals and businesses with tax problems, listen carefully. Do you feel like you're losing control over your finances? If you owe over $10,000 in back taxes or have unfiled tax returns, we can help you take back control. The IRS is the largest and most aggressive collection agency in the world, and they can seize your bank account, garnish your paycheck, close your business, and file criminal charges. Take control of your tax problems now by calling the experts at Tax Mediation Services and take advantage of the Fresh Start program and new laws that may allow us to negotiate a settlement for the lowest amount possible. Our team of tax attorneys and enrolled agents can stop collections and get you protected so you can take control of your financial future. Tax Mediation Services is accredited by the Better Business Bureau. Call now for a free case review and a price protection guaranteed quote.
Call Tax Mediation Services now at 800-610-9050. That's 800-610-9050. 800-610-9050.
My friends, you are listening to the Sales Energizer, Dan Jordan. Head to danjordan.com, DANJOURDAN, for a free sales kit, but only if you want an unreasonable amount of success. danjordan.com. Now, back to the program. Here's your host, Dan Jordan.
Flock of seagulls.
Flock of seagulls.
Of course, the Facebook Live people couldn't hear it because you didn't put it up in the whole room here, just in my ears. Feel bad. They don't get to enjoy the one good song of the seagulls that flock.
They've got to tune into the show on Saturday or check it out on SoundCloud, and they can get both elements of the show, right?
Look at that. That's right. Check it out. How do they go to SoundCloud? SoundCloud.com.
SoundCloud.com, Dan Jordan. Shut up and get accustomed.
Boom.
And you'll find it right there.
All right. And you know what they're going to learn if they do that? They're going to learn how to handle major disappointments like a man.
Yes.
So what's the first thing?
The first one is don't react, respond.
Yes, absolutely. And it's probably the most difficult thing to do, especially when your wife is yelling at you. There's always something on you. Just want to react very quick. Emotions are very big. But here's the thing. In business, I guess in politics too, but in business, in your personal life, it's okay to be emotional. I mean, you're a human being.
Absolutely.
But when you're making personal decisions, you use your heart. When you're making business decisions, like trying to shut your phone off when it's in the middle of doing that, when you're making business decisions, you have to use your head.
Yes.
And so using your head is responding, using your heart is reacting, which is good in some circumstances, but not good when you're dealing.
Talk about dollars and cents.
Right. Well, dollars and cents and deals. A lot about business isn't just not the money; it's the actual deal that you have to go there. All right, number 2. You ready? I keep kicking this thing, and it's pulling off my ear. All right, number 2. Focus on the silver lining.
There's always a positive somewhere.
There's two sides of everything. There's always a silver lining. I don't know how many times people go to buy a house and then get into a bidding war and then they lose that. Have you ever had that situation? You lose the house?
I've never been in a bidding war for a house, thankfully. No, not yet.
No, well, you start doing it, and or sometimes you're a minute too late or something like that. Let me teach you something. If you're looking to buy a house or a piece of property or a warehouse, there's always a better one. As soon as the deal goes south, there's always something next door that you're going to find. You're like, oh, I am so glad that didn't go through. I had a deal once I worked for months and months and months on this pest control company that we were going to buy, and we were putting together, but it just didn't. He was a real nice guy, and he liked me a lot, and he wanted to help me. This was early on in my career, and for whatever reason, we just couldn't put this deal together. And I found out shortly after the guy was going bankrupt. The business was a big sham. All his customers were fake, everything, and he kind of liked me enough to steer me away. I think he sold it to somebody else for that reason. So but I was depressed, and I was willing to, do anything to get this thing. But he got it. He couldn't tell me out loud.
Yeah.
The guy went to jail. It's a nightmare.
But like you said, silver lining.
There's a silver lining to just when you think it's so bad, there's always something else there that you can find, you can look for. Like I said, if the Democratic candidate had won, I would have had a silver lining just as much as I have with the Republican candidate.
Absolutely.
Okay. All right. Number 3, keep busy. For crying out loud, keep busy. You can't believe people. Right now I'm doing a thing. It's on Facebook, and a lot of people are doing this. 22 push-ups for 22 days to bring awareness to the 22 veterans that commit suicide every day. Today, 22 veterans are going to kill themselves.
Wow.
Isn't that crazy? So I'm doing 22 push-ups. I could do a little more, but 22 for 22 days. And other people have to do it. So I'm challenging you right now, new guy.
All right.
You can do it. You got it. Starting
22
tomorrow.
push-ups for 22 days.
Yeah, you got to go onto my Facebook page, accept the challenge,
right.
and then you start it. But the point I'm making is the reason why these people are coming. Imagine the pain that you got to be in to kill yourself.
Yeah.
That's because you're sitting there dwelling forever that you see no way out. You actually become hopeless.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, hopeless. My dad used to say, Danny, if you have your health, you'll have hope. And if you have hope, you have everything. The converse of that is, if you don't have hope, you're hopeless.
You got nothing.
You got nothing.
Mm-hmm.
Got nothing. And that's what makes people kill themselves. And if you dwell on too much of, what's going on in this disappointment, you will kill yourself. Maybe not.
Literally, but you're right. But you're right. You'll emotionally put yourself in a hole that's almost impossible to dig out of. You got to keep focused on the end goal. You got to keep. What is the saying? The idle hands or the devil's workshop.
Yeah.
You got to. I'm full of them today, Dan.
Well, I tell
it's
you
being
what,
around you. I feel the aura of the wise spirits of my past.
It's wisdom. That's
exactly what it is.
So you got to keep busy, and you can keep busy doing almost anything. But the best thing you can do is keep busy trying to help others. So if you lose that big deal for that customer for whatever he's doing something. Working with somebody else and you want to kill yourself. I staked months on this one deal and the guy's going with someone else for 50 cents or something like that. Work on helping the new guy get the business or helping the guy in other ways. Work on helping other people and opportunities will happen.
Yes.
All right. Number 3. And then number 4. And this is the most important one. The rest, bunch of garbage. This one, you got to remember. Protect your brain. Protect what comes into your brain more than anything. When anybody has kids, the first thing you're worried about when they become teenagers is who you're hanging around with, what kind of music you listen to, and what kind of drugs are you doing. Now, who you're hanging around with and what kind of music you're listening to. You want to know the environment that they're in. Yep. Where are you going? So what do? We wake up every morning, we listen to the news, and you want to kill yourself. Protect your brain, especially when you're in that kind of situation that you've just had a major disappointment. You don't need people to validate it. You don't need people to just make it worse. You got to protect it. So don't listen to that and replace that with reading good books, getting good tapes. Go to my website, and I'm sure I have some information, audio programs for you, Dan at danjordan.com. Just check me out there. But the idea is you need to replace the trash that is making you worse with other things that at least can keep you even, if not make you better. If all you get, we need a cough button here. Yeah, if all you get is motivation, that would be enough.
Yeah.
But you probably learned something with these audio tapes as well. So do those 4 things and you will overcome any major disappointment. Respond, don't react. Focus on the silver lining. Keep busy helping others if you can. And number 4, protect your most valuable asset, that little thing in between your ears. Some people, little smaller than others. I can't believe we have 1:43 left.
Yeah, you got time.
Time flies when I babble on, doesn't it?
But I think you made some good points there. That's the hardest thing to do. A lot of people don't think about the fact that when you're down in the bottom is when you're learning the most.
Absolutely. You can only learn through pain.
Yeah.
Here's another wisdom thing. All right, here we go. I got the sales story of the week, and it's too good. I have to get it, even if it only takes me 30 seconds.
All right.
Do we have any music?
Yeah.
Can you cue something here? Oh, there we go.
There you go.
And
very
now
good. You're a natural.
Story of the week.
That's great. I went downtown yesterday and to visit a client at the Apparel Mart. You probably ever go there?
No, I haven't.
You got to know somebody who works there. It's unbelievable. The 11th commandment: never pay retail. So you got to know somebody who works at the mart, and you can get a lot of stuff cheap. I take the train down there. I took the train. Some guy's leaving the train, and he gives me this. It's a index card. And he says, listen, I'm a music maker. Check me out. He's got no money, obviously. I do stuff on YouTube. Check me out. Here, read this. It's a, I don't know. He's got a couple of, can you read this? I can't even read it anymore.
Yeah, pass it over. Let me see what it says.
Read with that guy.
Watch Blind Scarface YouTube channel.
So look up Blind Scarface on YouTube. And what's the other one?
I don't think I can say that on the radio.
Booty something.
Booty Clubhouse.
Booty Clubhouse. You can say that. Check him out. This guy's selling. That's his sale. He goes on the train, and he gives people cards like this. So check him out. Subscribe to his channel. I'm the Deej. Thank you for listening so much. Check out my website or check me out at google.com, danjordan.com. And remember, your life is about domination. It starts today. The cloud has been lifted. Go get them.
Shut up and get a customer.
My friends, if you are a business owner, you know the importance of shutting up and just getting a customer. And you can hear this advice right here on KLRN Radio every single Sunday at 2 p.m. Until next time, head to danjordan.com, DANJOURDAN.com for a free sales kit that will lead you to an unreasonable amount of success.
This is Slickery Trigger for Rebel Road Tactical. With proper care and feeding, your pistol will be ready when you need it. There to save your life. Shouldn't your gear be that good? Whether you need a holster for comfortable everyday carry or a tough-as-nails holster for your next training course, Rebel Road Tactical has what you need. Check us out on the web at rebelroadtactical.com.
You are listening to KLRN Radio, where liberty and reason still reign.
All writers are prone to becoming so attached to our characters and stories that we struggle to see why a passage may not be working. It takes another set of eyes to help us nurture our writing to full maturity. At Black Wolf Editorial Services, we strive to enable writers to develop and grow, shaping stories into masterpieces that can stand the test of time. Editing services are provided for all genres and all age categories. Services range from critiques of the short story through to the line edits of the full-length novel and copy editing for those preparing for publication. We also offer assistance on generating a writer's bio for your websites, as well as help with those book blurbs and promotional material. We won't abandon you to the masses. We want to celebrate with you in your successes. Black Wolf Editorial Services, nurturing your writing into maturity. For a full list of services and prices, visit us at blackwolfeditorial.com.
Tired of paying outrageous prices for Viagra? Well, we have great news for you. Now you can finally get Viagra at huge discounts. Healthy Man allows you to save up to $500 on Viagra. Why pay U.S. pharmacy prices of $15 per pill or more when you can get Viagra for less than $3 a pill? Call today and get 40 Viagra pills for only $99. This can cost as much as $600 at your local pharmacy. You can't afford not to call us. If you want Viagra at the lowest prices, never pay $15 a pill pharmacy prices again. Get Viagra for less than $3 a pill. Call 1-800-516-7602 today and save up to $500 and get 40 pills for just $99. Healthy Man is fast, easy, and affordable. Operators are waiting at 1-800-516-7602 to take your call right now. Call 1-800-516-7602. That's 1-800-516-7602. Again, 1-800-516-7602.
Individuals and businesses with tax problems, listen carefully. Do you feel like you're losing control over your finances? If you owe over $10,000 in back taxes or have unfiled tax returns, we can help you take back control. The IRS is the largest and most aggressive collection agency in the world, and they can seize your bank account, garnish your paycheck, close your business, and file criminal charges. Take control of your tax problems now by calling the experts at Tax Mediation Services and take advantage of the Fresh Start program and new laws that may allow us to negotiate a settlement for the lowest amount possible. Our team of tax attorneys and enrolled agents can stop collections and get you protected so you can take control of your financial future. Tax Mediation Services is accredited by the Better Business Bureau. Call now for a free case review and a price protection guaranteed quote.
Call Tax Mediation Services now at 800-610-9050. That's 800-610-9050. 800-610-9050.
Is debt beating you down? You need discipline. You need The Debt Ninja. If you've been caught in a financial trap and need to be set free, then you need The Debt Ninja. Want to stop those harassing collection calls, start saving thousands in interest and fees, and get out of debt fast? Then you need to call The Debt Ninja. The Debt Ninja will find the best companies across the country that will help you consolidate all your bills into one easy payment, reduce your payments by 30 to 50%, and get you out of debt fast. If you have unsecured debt of $10,000 or more, such as credit cards, loans, or medical bills, call the Debt Ninja for a free 15-minute consultation.
Call 800-826-1246. 800-826-1246. That's 800-826-1246. Call today.
The Debt Ninja.